This video is going to get a lot of dislikes. This video is going to get a lot of hate. I already see it coming. It's part of playing the game. In today's video, I want to talk about 5 ways that a Biden-Harris presidency might actually help us preppers. Let me start this video off by saying 2 things. Number 1, I understand that this video is going to get a lot of hate. It's going to get a lot of dislikes. It's going to get a lot of comments. That's cool. I've been doing this long enough that I know which videos that people are going to watch and actually enjoy, and which videos people are just going to see the title, see the thumbnail, and go ahead and click that dislike button and go down to the comments, post up something stupid. Before you get them little typing fingers ready, at least watch the video. This video is about the positives. Next week's video, I'll put the negatives. Number 2, I'm in no way, shape, or form a Biden supporter. There's still things that I can benefit more under his presidency than the Trump presidency. There's things that I'll benefit more from Trump than Biden. There's things that I'll benefit from the next guy over the now guy. You need to be smart. You need to play both sides of the field. Whether you're a Republican, whether you're a Democrat, you're going to find some benefit from even the opposing team. I'm one of these people that I don't give a damn about the man up top. The man up top changing doesn't change the fact that I still have bills to pay, doesn't change the fact I still go to work every day, doesn't change the fact that I am for me. I know there's a ton of people out there that because the wind blows or because gas rises by a penny or because X, Y, and Z, they're going to blame the man up top. Understand there's pros and cons on both sides. There's pros and cons with anyone that runs for office. So for this video, 5 pros that we can benefit from. Next week's video, 5 negatives that as preppers we might not benefit from. So let's get into it. Number 1, solar panels. Solar panels, wind farms, this whole Going Green initiative that Democrats have, that Biden and Harris have, could benefit us as preppers. Because the new guy is pro-renewable, or let's save the polar bears, or whatever you want to call it, there's going to be more solar farms, there's going to be more wind farms. Now, how does that benefit you as a prepper? There's tax initiatives where you put solar on your rooftop, you might get a $7,500 tax credit, you might get a $10,000 tax credit. It might lower the price, and that way you're able to put either more panels on your roof or get a system for cheaper. There's a lot of preppers who want to move forward and be more self-sufficient. Well, if you're generating your own power, self-sufficiency. But nowadays, you've got the Tesla Powerwall and other products like that. So not only can you generate your own power, but you can also store that power for a rainy day. So again, because the new guy is more green and renewable and all this other crap, can benefit you because of solar panels and the battery technology that comes with it. Number 2, electric vehicles. Going along the same lines as number 1, because, let's save the polar bears or whatever, electric vehicles are the future. I don't know how big of a future they're going to be, and I don't know what percentage of people are going to invest in them. Now, with that being said, I have been driving a Chevy Volt for the last 2 months now. I have yet to spend any money on gas in that vehicle, and I drive it 40 miles a day. So personally, I already see the benefits of electric vehicles, plug-in hybrids, things like that. So how does EVs benefit being a prepper? Being a prepper is all about having backups. You can only store up so much gas. You can only store up so much diesel. If something happens where that gas or diesel is no longer available, how are you getting around? How are you getting to work? How are you going to bug out if you need to when there's no gas stations? Back in the late 70s and the early 80s, there was the oil crisis where OPEC decided, you know what, we're not going to ship any more oil, and gas prices skyrocketed overnight. And if you could find gas, it was, 12, 15, 18, 19, $20 a gallon, and you might be only able to get 5 gallons of it at a time. If something like that happens today, I'm good. I have a vehicle that I plug into my house or I plug in at work. I get 53 miles of range. I drive it back and forth to work. If I need to put gas in, I can. But if something happens where that gas is no longer available, I plug it up to my house. And so it doesn't have to be a major grid down, there's no gas, there's no fuel, there's no power. All it has to be is a gas embargo. Or we start implementing the California emission standards and gas prices across the nation, and now gas went from $2 a gallon to $6 a gallon, $7 a gallon. Are you still going to want to drive your big jacked up truck that gets 10 miles to the gallon? Or you're going to drive this little plug-in vehicle that half the times you're not even paying for the electricity to fill it up? So with this administration, I see them implementing more tax credits like they did earlier in the last couple years. And hey, if you need a tax write-off, go buy an EV, save on gas, more money in your pocket. Number 3, potentially ending the pandemic. This pandemic was over in 21 or 22, no matter who's in charge. You can say, well, Trump did this, he should have did that. Well, you can say Biden did this, Biden did that. But the truth of the matter, all the information that they were getting, by the next week, it was changing. Wear a mask, don't wear a mask, do this, don't do that. And so I think this new administration eventually will end this pandemic. Now, how does that benefit us as preppers? It puts all of our staple supplies back where it needs to be. Back in March, when they announced shutdowns, when they announced, essential employees only, things were flying off the shelf. And it was your staple products that we as preppers commonly buy. Your rice, your beans, your canned foods, your frozen meats. Even as bad as freaking Tractor Supply running out of chickens. Because everyone's like, oh, I'm going to start a backyard garden, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to be a chicken farmer now. People were rushing and they were out buying stuff. And your livestock was one of the things to go. Your canning jars were something else to go. Your seeds, your fertilizer, everything that we use as preppers was gone. By ending the pandemic, didn't matter which administration did it, those staples are going to be back to where they belong. So number 4 is a bit of a stretch. I don't know if we'll see it. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. Because the rise in electric vehicles, more EVs on the road, we could potentially see gas prices bottom out. There is a large correlation between supply, demand, and price. When supply is high and demand is low, the price is low. When supply is low, demand is high, the price is high. Right now, we are spending millions and millions and millions of gallons of fuel each and every single day. Again, if we can get more EVs on the road, that's less fuel that is needed every single day. Let's say your town of 1,000 people requires at least 1,000 gallons a day. Half of them get an EV. Well, now that 1,000 gallons a day, you're only needing 500, but you're receiving 1,000 a day. Now the gas is still there. Not as many people are using it, so the prices should go down because now there's a stockpile of fuel reserves. Again, it's a bit of a stretch, but it's a great time to stock up. Number 5 is the rise in off-grid products. Being self-sufficient, going off the grid, living off the land, all of these things are beneficial with products that are designed for it. So because we want to save the polar bears and save the world or whatever, there could be more interest from the government into businesses that want to be that off-the-grid, zero carbon emissions, self-sufficient type of lifestyle. Companies like GoSun, BioLite, and there's thousands of others that are producing mostly for Africa and third world countries, but you look, yeah, those could still benefit us. If these companies in the next 4 to 8 years get more incentives to build better products, to build cheaper products, to build easier to work with products, we as preppers could benefit from that. Take example, the BioLite Home 620. I said it was an amazing product. It's great for third world countries. It's great for off-grid. It's great for blackouts, power outages, off-grid cabins, your hunting cabin, because it works. Con was that it's $160+. If they got more incentives, whether it be from carbon write-offs or from tax write-offs or whatever the case is, because they are a green initiative company, maybe that would drop to 50% of the price. Then I would benefit from it. So that could be seen under a Save the Polar Bears type administration. These are 5 pros that we might see under this new administration. So again, next week's video is going to be cons. So if you disagree, wait a week, post all your stuff in the cons section. That's fine. However, if you do agree with one of the 5 on this list, or you see some things that maybe I didn't include on this list, be sure to throw them down in the comment section. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. It greatly helps me out. Again, I'm not supporting the candidate. I'm not supporting the platform. I'm just saying some benefits that we as preppers could potentially see in the next 4 years. Probably going to see some cons too. So just got to be prepared. Got to play both sides of the field. Be smart. Make a dollar no matter what. So, all right, guys. Y'all have a good one. T2 out.